92.3 WTTS. Good morning, Matt Pelsor. So we enjoyed a nice long weekend last weekend, and we also enjoyed the kickoff of the new Christkindlmarkt at the Athenaeum in the beer garden there just outside the Rathskeller. And I've got Craig Mince of the Athenaeum Foundation with me now. Craig, everything okay?
Oh yeah, had a great long holiday weekend with the new Athenaeum Christkindlmarkt. It was amazing.
Yeah?
You couldn't ask for much better weather. We had great attendance. I think people are really starting to pay attention and really enjoy the Athenaeum Christkindlmarkt.
Just real quick, Craig, could you tell us what the basic thing to know about a Christkindlmarkt would be?
Yeah, so Christkindlmarks actually started popping up in Germany in the mid 1800s, and they started out as meat markets to celebrate Advent. And then over the centuries, they've kind of morphed into what you would expect to see out of a Christkindlmarkt nowadays, which is kind of like a small little village of vendors selling locally and regionally made goods. So our Christkindlmarkt is 12 huts with all local vendors operating those huts selling locally made goods. But then to put a spin on it, we actually are offering some traditional German style items, but made locally. So you can get those traditional items like a boot mug or, handmade Christmas ornaments, ciders, glühwein, raclette sandwiches, all made locally here in kind of central Indiana.
But it's far from over. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend and tonight, I think specifically, right?
Yeah, we're the second weekend of the Christkindlmarkt is kind of our busiest programming weekend that we've got. Tonight, we've got two events going on, one inside the building, one outside the building. In our theater, we're partnering with Heartland Films and we're showing It's a Wonderful Life in the
Oh,
Athenaeum Theater. And outside in the beer garden, as part of Christkindlmarkt, we're actually doing holiday karaoke. So, folks that have a mind to get up on stage and belt out those holiday classics will have their opportunity to take the stage in the beer garden.
is, is anything off limits for holiday karaoke?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't know what people are going to push, but I'm sure we'll have a list of songs that people can pick from.
Well, that sounds really fun. So, A Wonderful Life tonight, A Christmas Story tomorrow night in the Basile Theater,
Yep.
and again, holiday karaoke tonight as well. And then on Saturday night, I'm seeing this here. I know I've heard of Krampus and
Uh-huh.
Krampusnacht. Can you fill me in on what this is?
Krampusnacht is an old German tradition. Saint Nikolaus, who visits the good little children, typically on December 5th. We celebrate this year on December 4th. He has kind of a counterbalance, if you will. And this is the person, the creature, if you will, that punishes the bad children. So Can't Krampus visits the night before Saint Nikolaus visits. So hence Krampusnacht or Krampus night. So we're going to be celebrating Krampusnacht in the beer garden as part of Christkindlmarkt this year. We're going to have, I think, 12 Krampi out and about, walking around the Christkindlmarkt with a whole cadre of other folks in costume. The beauty of it too, though, is we are actually going to have a family-friendly version from 4 to 7. Krampus is part of German heritage when it comes to the holiday season. So we want to educate folks on what the true story behind Krampus is. So we'll actually have from 4 to 7, we'll have our in-house play group called No Exit. They're doing a two-person show that actually talks about Krampus, and basically they'll be Krampus's hype men. So they'll be telling the story and the history of Krampus that's a little bit more family friendly and approachable to families with younger children. It's
Uh,
going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah. And if you've been naughty, this will be the night for you, I suppose. Krampusnacht Saturday, and then St. Nikolaus Fest on Sunday, with the Athenaeum Christkindlmarkt. And I hope you can make it out this weekend. Craig Mintz of the Athenaeum Foundation. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we'll see you there.